Hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing good. I do. I do. So I am recording a bunch of stuff today, and I just finished recording my foundation tips and tricks and hacks video. If y'all want to go check that out, I will link it up here. And of course, you know, being almost 50 and my grandma glam, if you have any frustration or issues with your foundation, definitely go check that video out. But yeah, now what I'm doing for another Try It Tuesday is powder contour. And I'm going to throw my blush and stuff on. So that I'll throw in a couple like little tidbits about that. Now, if you don't know, Jeannie, Jessica, and I, Jessica too, we all got together and started this Try It Tuesday collab series to bring you guys different videos each week where we try new products or we try old products that we're pulling out and bringing back to life and trying new things with them. In addition to that, we do bring to y'all different tips, tricks, hacks, and whatever we can pull out from our beauty vaults and share them with you, especially when it pertains to mature beauty. Jeannie and I do our best to help y'all with that. Of course, Jessica Vargas, she's a little younger, so she's got other great tips for that age group. Now, if you have not popped by their channels, Jeannie, she's over at Unfiltered 50s, and you can go see her over there. And then Jessica, my other great friend, is over at Makeup with Jessica Vargas. Both of their channels will be linked below down in my description box for you to go check out their videos. In addition to that, they'll also be linked at the end of my video in a bubble head. Now, a couple weeks back, Jessica over at Makeup with Jessica Vargas, she did a really cool cream contour video. Now, I don't use cream products. I've got oily skin, so I have a really hard time working with them. But it really, it was really cool watching her and how she uses them. So I was like, well, okay. For those of us that either don't use cream products or also use powder contour products in addition to the cream, let me do a follow-up on her video and show you kind of what I do with my powder contour. And now, if you have not seen Jessica's video, I will link it up here. Definitely check it out. It's really cool because she does full cream contouring before her foundation. It was really neat. I've seen it, but I've never tried it. So it was really cool seeing an in-depth thing on it. Now, I'm going to dive right in here so this doesn't take forever. Now, what I use for my powder contouring is I actually use a full face palette because I do highlights and lowlights with my contouring. And my wonderful Jeannie, she sent me this palette a while back. And this is what this baby looks like. So up here you have contouring shades, which obviously can also be used for bronzer. And then down here you've got highlight shades. Now I've been seeing a lot of, really neat tips and tricks on TikTok, y'all. And I actually started trying some of them. And they're flippin' working. Yes. So I'm going to be sharing some of those with you too. Now, the big thing with contouring is I've watched so many different videos, and everybody kind of has a different idea, suggestion, or whatever. So for me, who is pretty much clueless, I have been so confused over the last couple of years. And I finally, over the last couple of months, saw some recent videos. Some of my favorite YouTube makeup artists is Wayne Goss and Robert Welsh. They do explain things so clearly, is the best way to put it. Now, when you're contouring and you're doing highlights and lowlights, the main thing to remember is your face shape is totally different than the next person's. That's the bottom line. Now, granted, I'm looking at the camera and I've got this big light right here shining in on me, but you can still see some shadows. So I've got shadows coming down here, going all the way down, right? So that's why you're supposed to contour. I know. When it finally made sense to me when that was explained. So, okay, so I can turn my head a little bit. And again, look at, there's the shadow, right? I look straight into the light. There's shadows. Yeah. So the shadow, that when you're doing your makeup, where you see there's shadows here, right? Down here, there's shadows under here. I've even got little shadows right here on each side of my chin. Those are the little areas you want to darken. Okay? Now, these areas that are popping with light, down here, the light is just popping off of it. Right here, these are the areas that you want to highlight. And what's neat about these full face palettes is that you can actually highlight a little bit more naturally. And it'll look like a completely natural highlight instead of just using those big like shimmer bling highlights that, you know what I'm saying? So either way, once it was explained to me more, well, just in layman's terms, it made so much more sense to me. So it's not just about the shape of your face. It's really about, just look in the mirror, sit down with a mirror on you and start looking at where the light is hitting your face and where your shadows are. And then like when you're contouring, you want to start at the top of your ear and bring it down. You do not want to bring it all the way over here. Don't bring that line like across your whole face. But, watch that light and then have the contour kind of, fade a little bit. Now, I'm going to be using this Hank and Henry brush. I'm actually trying it for the first time, so hopefully it works. I do like using smaller brushes for contour because I can get more detailed. Now, top of your ear, I just draw lines. See? Little line. Contour line. That's where the light and the shadow is hitting. Okay? Now that I've laid that down, what I do next is I drag it down because that's where that light was hitting. Now that I look straight onto the camera, look at the difference between the two sides. Now, don't freak out. I know it looks silly. It's not going to stay this way. We do blend it out. But then we do the same to this side. Just draw that thin line. And then I drag it down. I don't add any more product. I just do a light drag. Oh, I love these Hank and Henry brushes. And then I want a little on that chin area. And then I always go right into my temple. And then I blend that down into where, you know, it kind of meets into my cheek. And then I come, oops, up here, and I add some contour into just my hairline. Even though there's not a lot of shadows that really bounce off of that. Oh, this lighting is so bright. I'm going to end up with like really dark. Oh, yeah. I got to be careful. I add a little bit to my nose. So again, as you're, you know, playing, you know, I've watched other people use different techniques on highlight in different areas and stuff like that. And so I've tried different things to see what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what I like to see on my face. Now, a big thing that I do with my contour, okay? Here is a tip that is going to make a huge difference, especially if you have smaller lips. What I do is right here, where you're right under your lip, before your chin, add some contour there. I usually do it in like a triangle shape. I know I'm not supposed to blow on my brushes. But doing this, it immediately pulls your lip out. Isn't that cool? I know. Little tip secret for you. Yeah, I can't even remember where I saw that. Anyway, okay. Once you've laid down some contour, and again, this drag down, you know, may not work for you. What you need to do, you know, some people have a different face shape where, you know, just having that, that contour come down this way is all that I need. Me personally, because I'm kind of older and my face is kind of dropping a little bit, but it elongates and slims my face. So either way, now once you've got the darker shadows filled in, you want to go in with the highlights with this palette. So what I do is I basically start right here and I trace that lower part of that. Oh, hold on. So I've got the contour, the low light, and the highlight right there. The other thing is, obviously, the light always hitting right here. And then I bring that highlight right down on my nose. And here's one of the TikTok things, right? So they started this thing where you do a highlight stripe going straight up. And this lifts. It does like a full lift to that whole area. It's so cool, y'all. Okay, so I usually do a little above my brow line. And then my Cupid's bow. And my chin. Okay, and that's it. And that's pretty much my highlights. I look like a skeleton, right? Oh, wait, now. I go under here. I'm really liking this brush. I love Hank and Henry brushes. Okay. So, next is my blush. Now, again, I have seen so many darn videos of people, you know, putting on blush. And again, I just recently learned to start with my face shape. Again, this is my face shape. So just know that just because it works for one person, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Okay? So if you're like me, you were brought up where you flip in, when you go to put your blush on, you smile. And you start here. And you do the little apple of your cheeks. And then you go back, right? Yeah, no. Okay, I don't have... If my face was rounder, or I had more like plumpy here, that would look better on me. But I don't. So I do not need to accentuate that because there's nothing there. I have a completely different face shape and I don't need to be putting blush on that way. It's an old school way, and what you need to do is try different ways and see what looks best on you and what fits your face shape the best. Okay, so I'm gonna, because I'm wearing pink, I'm going in with my pink blush and tap it out. So what Mama does now is we just start right here and we go up a little bit. But I pretty much just go right along my cheekbone. That's it. It's not down here in the middle of my face. It's not coming over here near my flippin' nose. There's no need for it because I don't have a round face. So just throw that on, and it's just right there with the contour. Do the other side. Y'all, I was literally like, seriously, you can look at some of my old videos. I had blush going across my whole face, all the way up here. Zoom. Oh, yeah. Over the last couple of years, I have changed so much. And I am not ashamed to say that I was doing stuff wrong. I was doing stuff different. Mama needs to change her ways. Okay, so yeah, blush. Now, you know, sometimes we can do a little. I usually don't do blush on my nose or my chin. Sometimes I will do a bronzer just to get like that natural glow. But other than that, I don't go crazy. Okay, highlight, right? I'm going to use my Laura Mercier. Just a very plain highlight. Now, again, I go back to what I was talking about with contour. You want to look to see where the light is bouncing off your own features and what part of your features you want to bring out. and bring attention to. Me personally, I bring my highlight right down my nose and on the tip of my nose. I do mine higher up here, and then I blend it into my blush a bit, because again, that elongates my face and it helps kind of lift my eye. Yeah. Now, I am not one to have like the whole like, like you can see my highlight, but I don't know. I just don't do like that, like blinding highlighters. I always do highlight on my Cupid's bow. And then a little bit on my chin. That's it, y'all. You don't need to go crazy. You don't need to, pull out Jeffree Star Skin Frost every single day. Trust me. It's okay. Now, last but not least, blend. Just like your eyeshadow. Just keep blending. Just keep blending. I use this. I guess it's like a blush brush. I don't know. This is a batting tin brush. I have one of these in one of my giveaways. It's super soft. Basically, I use this every day to blend all of this in. I just start at my jawline, and everywhere I lead down product on my face, I just go over it and blend it together. Now, the contour, I do in circular motions up into my blush and then back down so that those two are blended together. And then I go up. And in circular motions, I blend all of that contour. And then I come down here. And it just immediately and instantly softens everything. Now, I don't go too crazy around the, the highlight areas, just because I don't want to take, blend those in too much. Because I put the highlight on so lightly anyway. Remember, your face is different than the next person or the person making the video you're watching. Please, please, please remember that. And try things that are going to work for your face, for your shape, and do things that accentuate your beautiful features. That's the main thing, because anybody can go pop on YouTube, put some makeup on, and say, hey, you can do this. But you know what? I am the first to admit I've tried it. And I can't tell you how many times it looks like crap on me, because my face or my eye shape or whatever is completely different than the person I'm watching. It's so frustrating because you have such high hopes and you get excited about creating this look, and yeah. So either way, definitely try different things and know that it's going to look incredible once you find what works best for you. Okay, that's it. I love you guys. I love you so, so much. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me for another one of my I know nothing about makeup and beauty videos. I do hope that you enjoyed some of my tips and tricks and just the things that I do and I've learned myself in my own beauty frustrations and trying to figure out what works. So, like I said, love you bunches and thanks again. Love hanging out with you guys. I will see you soon. Talk to you later, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.